Hello, everyone. Good evening. Welcome to Reality
Good
Hour.
afternoon.
It's an afternoon. What did I say? I said day.
You said
Well,
evening.
anyway, I am Adam Samuel, and welcome to Reality Hour. We are talking about Dancing with the Stars, which it's another bad year for my draft. Just another man. What? Well, anyway, joining me for this podcast is my co-host Grace. How you doing today, Grace?
If I may have a Tyra Banks moment. All I do is win, 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 no matter what.
I'm I
doing
thought I had a
okay.
shot.
I'm doing okay. I'm back in my former studios. I'm at my parents' house. I was here for Thanksgiving, which was nice to be off. And Dancing with the Stars, people are still mourning.
Is that the same crown I have, though?
I don't know.
Well, it's nice to talk to you, Grace. And I just got to say, it's kind of sad. We made it to the end of another season, another year, another season in the books. So yeah, let's kind of get right to the headline, the big thing that everyone's talking about, the final results. So, fourth place was Amanda Klutz. Then it was Cody Rigsby, followed by Jojo Siwa, and our winner, Iman Shumpert. So, Grace, right off the bat, thoughts on these results?
If you had told me this result at the beginning of the season, I would have laughed in your face so hard. But his last few weeks were fantastic. His freestyle was better than the other four, albeit I don't think any of the freestyles this year held up. Same with last year's. A lot of people are upset, mostly JoJo fans, but he's not the worst winner of the show.
No, I got to tell you, like when I saw the final two, I was like, whoever wins deserves it. Like they both had a reason. I honestly thought like the fact that it wasn't Cody or Amanda, like I thought, okay, we're gonna one way or another we're gonna get a good winner because JoJo kind of stayed at the top, and Iman was kind of like the Haley Reinhart figure that kind of came out of nowhere and just blew up. And a lot of people are saying like this is the story of what Dancing with the Stars is kind of supposed to be. People who don't have dancing talent and kind of blossom over the course of a show. And JoJo started out with a lot. It kind of balances. It's like the newbie and kind of like the ringer. It's like that kind of a result. And I kind of look. I'm a little upset that I lost the draft, but honestly, I would have been happy with either of the two winners of the top two. So Grace, good job.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Yeah, the last spot in our drafts will now and forever be known as the Iman Shumpert spot.
So I still can't get over how close we were to Eric. Can you imagine?
Oh boy.
But yeah, so we've come to the end of the season. So overall, what are your thoughts? Do you think this was a good year, not so good year, kind of a middle year?
The season as a whole was kind of a middling season. There were a lot of things that were good. The dancing was really good, but I thought the themes were a little bit much. I need Tyra Banks to leave this show at some point before I die, preferably in the next 5 months, or 6 to 8 months. I'm not going to be too fussy. I think Iman is like a bottom level winner if you stack all 30 of them up. This season was kind of like a middle season, I think, for me.
This is a season as if Frankie Muniz beat Jordan Fisher. Like that's kind of the result. Like that's what but like it was still good. I am going to miss it. Overall, I don't think it was the best. Weirdly, it felt less exciting towards the end. I was kind of missing some of like the more productions of the show, like more involvement of like, stage stuff and, extra things, staging.
I thought that with all the freestyles, like, I think it was like JoJo and Amon's freestyles were the last two. And I was like, I really miss all the production.
Yeah, they were just very simple, very like, and I was kind of missing. I was like a little bit, and overall, I didn't think any of the freestyles were really that, like no one had their strongest moment this episode or even anything close to it.
No.
But let's talk about our bottom two finishers. So we had Amanda and Cody. What did you think of this result? Do you think it should have been swapped? Do you think what are your thoughts on this kind of bottom two?
Cody never should have made the finale in the first place. The fact that he came in third after one of the worst freestyles I've ever seen on this show just kind of blows my mind. But Amanda was in the bottom three last week. So I kind of figured that she wasn't going to be, based on talent, she and JoJo should have been the top two. But she was in the bottom three last week, so I knew that she was going to be bottom two.
Yeah, and I got to say, Cody's freestyle was not good. And I also just I don't like the singer of one of the songs he did. There's a lot of bad stuff about that person. If you wanna have a good time, go down a weird rabbit hole, you can do that. But yeah, I think I think Amanda's could have been better. It just needed some better staging. That was the one that kind of really stood out to me. Iman was okay. JoJo was okay, not her best. Right. But yeah, can we talk for a second about Tyra's reveal of the votes, because
people are shading her so much for that.
What was going on? Why was she so excited that it was like such a big reaction from her?
I think she was like going for the, oh my God, this is such a surprise. But a lot of people were saying it was unprofessional. She was showing favoritism. The winning moment was one of the worst, if not the worst, that I've ever seen on this show.
I don't even think we've had like a bad winner announcement, but this was, it just
when
felt
Bobby
off.
Bones was announced, that was bad.
Which one?
When Bobby Bones was announced, that was bad.
But I thought you didn't watch that.
Well, no, because like, and this is not Tyra's fault, but this episode, there was so much filler. Because like normally when we have winning moments, like they announce the winner, the co-host, if we had one, would talk to the runner-up, they'd congratulate the winner, the winners would get to hold the trophy. But instead, we got Iman and Daniela attacked by everybody, confetti flying, and the only person we saw holding the mirror ball on camera was Tai Tai.
It's like that GIF that someone made of I think it was when Lane won. Was it Lane? And you just see the judge like smiling like in front of it. It was like Luke Bryan. But yeah, overall the finale was just really, I don't know, it kind of lost steam at the end. It was bizarre because I would have said this was a pretty strong season until like this week, and then which had nothing to do with the results, just overall it just kind of, I don't know, it was kind of missing some of that like extra, maybe because I remember previous seasons like they would be outside, there would be like different locations, there'd be like people getting hustled into like cars and like
but
run.
Also in past seasons we had 2 nights. We haven't had that since season 25.
Yeah, I don't know, it felt like any other week.
Exactly.
And
except this week there was, there were 8 performances they had to get through, but then there was so much filler. And like Iman and Daniela could have had a proper winning moment. Carrie Ann even shared his victory speech, which I never watched, but we never got to see it because we had to have Melanie C and Jimmy Allen sing. We had to have the Real Judges of Hollywood, which I don't even know what the hell that thing was.
No, I don't have a problem with that. I just think it's like, I look, finale is when you do shtick, like that's when you kind of go for that. It just, everything else, I don't know. It's not the performances. I mean, you say there were 8 performances, but each performance is 2 minutes. So that's right. 16 minutes of like,
not including judging.
Yeah, not including so 3 minutes, 3.5, maybe 4. Like it's just could have done this. It's just very drained. But can we talk about like some of the pros? Like what's going on? Do we think we're gonna get more of Cheryl and Val next year?
I mean, Cheryl thinks she has one more season left. She did make the final this year for the first time since season 17. Plus, she's been on the show longer than everyone. So that catapults her. If Val doesn't come back... there was supposed to be a Derek performance. Well, I mean, I understand why that got cut. Because he wasn't even there. Whitney has hinted that she might not be back next season, but it basically could have been stated as, I want another child. Because obviously if she's pregnant again next year, she won't be there. That's why she wasn't there last year.
And can I ask what's going on in kind of you're more checked in kind of with the Twitterverse, what's kind of really the mood amongst the fans? Like what's kind of the reaction been there?
A lot of them are praising Daniela more than they're praising Iman. I mean, this is only her second season. She made the finale last season. She won this season. And her choreography has been great. So I definitely expect we'll see more of Daniela.
Are there any
That's really
judges?
big reaction.
Are there any other pros you expect not to come back?
I don't know.
All right. Well, what else
Really,
is
the main thing I look out for is like the girls getting pregnant, which that's on them.
Well, what else is going on with the fans? Like, are they like what are they kind of saying about JoJo that she lost?
They thought that she was better than Iman overall, so that's why I think why they're upset that she lost. A lot of people were saying, I don't see any way she doesn't win because I see more support for her than anybody else. Sometimes that's a case of the fans being louder, not necessarily that there are more of them. And JoJo has had pretty loud fans since she came out on the scene. So
just out of curiosity, how are the ratings this year? The show's not at risk of this being a series finale.
I think the show will be back next season, but the ratings were down all season.
And what do you think could be done to maybe salvage that, if anything?
Cast bigger names.
You say that, but like this season had
host.
Not as great names, but it still had like an incredible trajectory and arc. I mean, I would rather a talent pool be like this than it kind of big names that are just kind of there.
But the big names pull in the viewers.
True. And I feel like of this crop, there were only like maybe 3 or 4 that were kind of would fit that. So, but yeah, you want to
getting rid of Tai would be good, but I say that every year, so who knows?
You want to do a bit of a deep dive real quick? We'll go through some of these performances. I mean, they're only 4, so.
Yeah, so the couples had 2 dances each. We had the fusion dance, which we haven't had in a while, and the freestyles. I wanted to say that I missed the encores, but I honestly didn't.
They usually had 3 performances on the finale?
They usually do encores and freestyles, and then they used to do the fusion night on the second night, but they ditched that. So it was always just the last few years, it's just been encore and freestyle. And I really didn't miss the encores that much.
Well, let's talk about Amanda first. So up first, she did a Viennese waltz and Paso Doble fusion. So what did you think of this?
The beginning I thought was a little bit rocky. Like, I don't know, they just kind of looked unstable. I liked the Paso better than the Viennese waltz. Overall, it was good. Not the dance of a champion.
Yeah, I thought hers fusion was maybe my second favorite, or maybe, like I really enjoyed it. Like I said, I just was kind of wishing it had some more staging elements, something more epic. It felt smaller. Like the lights were cool. Like I'd like that, but it just felt very, I don't know. I remember like Laurie Hernandez's, freestyle. Like there were some big moment. Like it just felt small.
Well, the thing with the fusion dances is the original premise was that they would start rehearsing them on Monday night and then perform them on Tuesday, which I don't believe for a second that was actually true. But like the fusion dances always just seem thrown together, and that's a big part of why many people didn't like this round. But yeah, for me, this like Amanda, I think could have pushed herself to 3rd place, but after this dance, I was like, I don't think you will.
Yeah, bummer, but she was still fun on the show. Great talent and
yes,
really cool person.
Yeah.
But let's talk about Cody.
We didn't talk about the freestyle.
The freestyle was Sky Full of
Stars.
Sky Full. What was I going to say? I don't even know. And yeah, I like this. Like I said, I think it was my second favorite performance of the night, honestly.
Yeah, the thing is, like, nobody this year went for like the more contemporary emotional freestyle, which I was a little surprised by because those have done really, really well in the past. They were the closest one we had, but for me, it just fell short. Like every year we see potential winners give like crappy freestyles, and that's why they don't win. And that to me was what this felt like.
Where did it kind of go wrong for you?
I don't know. There just wasn't like this was the first freestyle of the night, so this is before I realized. Actually, no, I think Cody's was first, but I think this is the point where I realized, okay, maybe we're just not going to have a lot of production in the freestyles this year. And I think I just wanted it to be better than it was, but yeah, not surprised at all that she didn't win.
All right. Well, now let's talk about Cody. Man, I mean, tough week for Cody.
We all knew it was gonna be.
We all knew. What did you make of this week of this last showing for Cody?
All right, so the Cha Cha Paso fusion. First off, Free Your Mind is owned by Mel B on this show, and nothing will ever change my mind on that. I liked the Paso part. The Cha Cha part was clunky for me, but like I said, this song has a name, and it is not Cody Rigsby's.
Yeah, and as a whole, just moving on to like the freestyle, it just, yeah, I kind of, he was not winning.
There was no way. I mean, the worst freestyle ever on this show, in my opinion, was Marie Osmond's back in season 5.
What was so bad about it?
It's hard to explain because she had dolls, so they wanted to pay homage to that. So she looked like this creepy doll, and Jonathan, who was her partner, was like dragging her across the stage. It was so cringy. They were never going to win either, but this was a complete mess. I don't think the Beethoven's 5th part was even necessary at all. They could have just went straight into nails, hair, hips, heels.
Why was that there to begin with? Yeah, it just felt.
Well, no, Carrie Ann calling it the most flamboyant freestyle she's ever seen on the show, like, total code speak. That is code speak on these shows, which means super gay.
Yeah, and I don't know, was there anything Cody could have done that would have made him win, could have won him the season?
Locked the other 3 in their trailers?
God. All right, well, let's talk next up. Who did we have? JoJo, who are only back-to-back 10s. Was it?
Did you know that
Iman also.
I don't know if they've ever mentioned this before this week, but did you know that they're the first ever same-sex couple on this show?
Really? They never said that. They
mention it every 5 minutes.
Yeah. Has Jenna ever won, by the way?
Yeah, she won the athlete season.
We don't talk.
No, this is the 2nd year in a row she was coming 2nd, and we'll talk about that in a minute when we get to the freestyle. The Tango Cha-Cha fusion, first off, I love it. Don't like that song. That's not their fault, but I do not like that song.
This song is like so 2016.
Is that when it came out? Older than that, but
it's older. I remember this being like it's one of those songs that kind of like blows up and then disappears, and no one like. I heard this song, I was like, oh my god, like I haven't heard this in forever.
Jenna's the new mark.
It's like Closer by the Chainsmokers. It's just like a song that blows up and then is gone in like 3. It's like everyone like has enough of it and then it just disappears.
But yeah, they did do a really good job with their fusion dance. Jenna's choreography has been great all season. And I think that this is going to pave the way for a same-sex couple to be on the show. Maybe not every season, but I definitely think we're going to have another one.
Probably. And JoJo was great. Like she was a joy to watch this season, and I think was like probably the biggest name of the cast.
Yeah.
And yeah, Matthew actually makes a good point. Like Jenna's the new mark. I
don't know what that means, but
like for maybe choreography in the show. Personally, I would have said Mark Ballas was my favorite pro. Is he gonna come back? He was the man. He was awesome.
I don't think he will.
Well, he was.
All right, let's get on to the freestyle. I'm a little surprised that JoJo didn't do one of her own songs. But I mean,
do you know any of her actual own songs?
I've heard some of them. But I mean, Lady Gaga's Gay Anthem. This was a very JoJo freestyle. Probably
yes, this was very JoJo.
Probably better than the other 2 freestyles that they did. That Jenna's did, which doesn't say a lot because like Neves wasn't great and Adams was god awful. I think I've just come to the conclusion that Jenna is not a great freestyle choreographer. And I think that's a part of what led to her downfall.
Yeah. One of the things kind of the big headline like is Iman won, but I also kind of in hindsight want to think like how did JoJo lose? Like what kind of is it Iman's like just kind of surge in popularity after that performance on Halloween night. Like,
I think that was part of it, but also I've said this before. JoJo's core fan base is considerably younger than Dancing with the Stars' core fan base. She had already been in the bottom two. A lot of people have blamed it on the fact that she's gay and the whole same-sex couple thing. That might have something to do with it, but I don't think that's the main reason why she didn't win.
because I don't think there's anything she could have done better. You know what I mean? Like, I think she did everything she could, and I think the reason she lost is that there was never, with one exception, I would say, there was no showstopper. If that makes sense.
Right.
There was one, like, the Before You Go performance, and I feel like she needed another one of those, and it just never. Like, Iman had
Yeah,
his.
maybe like a little bit of Melinda Doolittle syndrome going on.
What do you mean?
Like how kind of, perfection can get boring.
Yeah. It's a bummer. Because she was really good. Like, I wanted her to win.
And
for two
I
reasons.
definitely think we're going to have more same-sex couples on the show. Although, do they always, have to be someone who's gay, or can they pair a straight guy with another guy?
I don't know. But let's
I mean, I would be down for that. And I know, Vala said he would want to be with a guy. Gleb apparently wanted to be with Johnny Weir last season.
Johnny Weir. I think I picked him first on our draft, right?
Second. You picked Sky first last season. But, I mean, Johnny Weir is gay, too, so.
All right. Well, closing out with our winner. The performances actually went in the order.
Yeah, they did.
It's kind of funny when that happens.
Yeah.
Yeah, not my favorite week for Iman, but I think, honestly, now in hindsight, I think he was gonna win this season, probably coming in. Honestly, like, I think he won that Halloween week. I think that one performance just blew up to such a. It's like when Alejandro on American Idol, like that one performance that just boosts you, like where you're not just on the Dancing with the Stars sphere, but like people outside of that sphere are talking about you.
A lot of contestants have those performances. Like, people talk about Andrew Garcia when he did Straight Up. The problem was that performance was too early in the competition, and that's why he didn't last as long as he did. Or Cassidy Pope's performance of Over You, which, I mean, she already had a shit ton of fans going in, but
I think that performance went gold. Like,
that performance went like mad viral.
No, the only one who did better was like Jordan Smith, who the voice performances were like big things. Man, that was a weird season to watch.
Yeah, but he kind of coasted at the top too.
Yeah, he won from his audition. But anyway, for Iman, like I said, these were kind of just, they were so like simpler. Like, I was kind of like, where's the production, the show? Like, it just.
Yeah, like, I was going to say, like, the fusion dance, I like the cha-cha part better than the foxtrot part. The freestyle, the whole time I was watching Daniela.
Yeah.
There are winners, and I'm not upset, really.
Where do you kind of think, like, how did he, like, outside of that one performance, do you think it was just that one performance that kind of carried him to the win? Or do you think there was, like, anything?
He also, like, he had one of those, like, big up and down journeys. Like, JoJo and Amanda were consistently riding the top, and that gets boring after a while.
Yeah. I honestly think that's what it is. Like, people like the underdog, but the underdog should also rarely win. That's the kind of thing.
Yeah, these shows love to root for underdogs. The Halloween night was a good peak point, and that gave him a lot of steam. And last week he was great. This week he was great. So I think it was an earned victory, but it was like kind of a weird path to victory.
Yeah, it was just a good story. I think that's what people liked. Like, the fact that he was kind of where he started at where he was, and kind of, it's the Haley Reinhart situation where they just kind of bloom all of a sudden and like at the right point, and he was able to carry it to the end. I think that's really just what happened. That's kind of the way to look back on it. The freestyle, though, for me, like I said, again, it was just very small. I don't know.
Yeah, it was like a big hip hop number, which I can't remember the last time we had a hip hop freestyle. I mean, we've had like back in the older seasons, like Mario Lopez did one, Lance Bass did one. And I mean, a lot of people argue still that Mario should have won. Lance was never going to win anyway. Like his fell short. But yeah, I'm really hoping that Danny sends that contemporary to the Emmys.
Yeah, I just think usually like freestyles like anthems, you know, like the big like your final signature on the show. And this was just kind of it felt like another weak performance. Like a week to not weak as in WEAK, but like a regular week like WEEK. Like just
Yeah.
any other performance that would have been turned in. I was kind of a little disappointed in this one, honestly, because I was
like
kind of
normally the finales, maybe it's because I already knew the results before I watched the show because I was out that night. But this, looking back, just didn't really feel like a finale episode.
yeah, it just felt like another week, which kind of a bummer. But yeah, that brings us to the finale. I mean, like we got our results, Iman, and
After, might I add, so in between Iman's freestyle and the results, we had a Jimmy Allen performance, a commercial break, and a very long montage from family and friends featuring Kim Kardashian, who we do not need to see. Apparently, the Kardashians love JoJo. But also, we got enough of Kim Kardashian back when she was a contestant on this show.
She was?
Season 7, she was with Mark after he won with Christy Yamaguchi. Huge downgrade.
What place did they come in?
They went home, I think, third or fourth.
Wow. Yikes.
But yeah, also, yeah, Matthew mentioned the COVID thing. That, I think, had a lot to do with it. This year, they were able to add extra dancers because we've since had vaccines. But yeah, that was kind of disappointing. And then, like I said, the winning moment was absolutely horrible. Like, they had the final two on stage. The credits were starting to roll. We didn't even get to see Iman hold the trophy. He never got to talk. And this has led Eric to suggest that we do a best winning moments podcast on this show.
Best winning moments. That's I feel like that would just skew to bias. Like I could tell you the best moments. Should I save it?
You should, but like I said, normally on this show they announce the winner. The runners up get to talk. They get to thank their partners, congratulate the winners, and then the host Tom Bergeron would let them hold the trophy. They'd let them have their moment. They maybe even get to dance. We barely even got to see Iman and Daniela because the confetti was just blazing. Neither of them got to say anything on camera, and the only person we got to see hold the trophy was Tyra.
What's in your opinion like the perfect way to do a winning moment? Like what's the structure for like if you're planning the winning moment, how do you have it be done?
Well, it's different with American Idol because American Idol they have to sing.
All right, so for Dancing with the Stars, what would in your opinion be like the way to do it?
How they did it the last 29 years, like announce the results without showing any shock or oh my god moments because we don't need that tie. Let them celebrate, and like usually that's when they talk to the runner up because let the crowd die off a little bit because I mean Ty kind of lost control of the stage during that moment. And let JoJo and Jenna say their parting words, let them congratulate the winner. I mean, I would have loved to have heard Iman's speech on camera. I still haven't watched it.
Yeah, that would have been cool. Like this is like a big deal. Like from where we started. Like I said, it is a surprise winner. It's a deserving winner also, but like I kind of wish it just kind of ended so abruptly. But that's this thing that shows do nowadays where they kind of hold it until literally the last second. Literally, like
the credits were rolling and we still hadn't heard who won.
Can you imagine? It would be such sweet karma for these shows if one year there's like the finale moment and they're drawing it out and the credits are rolling and the lady hasn't opened the envelope and they open it and they say, and the winner is show's over.
And like, I don't know, because Eric also mentioned Darcy Lynn's winning moment as a really bad one.
I don't even remember. Why was that one so bad?
Well, because, I mean, apparently she left Angelica Hale off to the side completely.
What do you mean?
Leaving little 8-year-old Angelica off by herself because everybody was swarming Darcy, which that happens. They always swarm the winner. And then they'll go and hug the runner-up after they're done talking, which is how Dancing with the Stars usually does it. But I think on American Idol, they don't even let the runner-up get to speak. This whole season has been about Tyra. Let's be real here.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, she looked at the envelope for like a few seconds, and like the whole visible reaction thing I thought was in poor taste.
Yeah, it just it feels a little weird, but let it not ruin the kind of season. It had good moments. I don't know about you, but for me, there were two performances that really stand out and are the ones that I think I'll remember most from the season. Like if we were doing a kind of a favorite performance, it's
I wanted to
JoJo and
like,
Iman.
do some awards. Maybe I'll save them for the end of the year podcast.
Yeah, but just because I feel like we're also going to be closing the book on our coverage tonight, so those are the two moments: JoJo before you go, and Iman and Daniela doing that Halloween performances. Those are the two that I will take from the season, honestly.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat. Also, Jimmy Allen's dance from Halloween Night, the Quiet Place number.
Yeah, but
yeah, my favorite partnership overall, if I had to pick my favorite partnership, I had to pick JoJo and Jenna.
Yeah, I thought they were cool. I thought Daniela was a good partner, like just her choreography. This wasn't the best year for like, aside for those couple of moments, I thought the choreography overall wasn't the best. Like I like Mark Ballas because he was fun. He did like different things.
Well, that's the problem with having themes is like they're given these songs that the pros are losing control because like they used to have more control than they did. And now they're like, oh, it's Disney night. So you have to do this song and you have to throw in a dance challenge here somewhere. Like it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. But overall, like that's the season. Did you have any kind of big moments that you like otherwise would take from it? Any big like changes you'd want made or anything kind of in general?
Well, I think we all know if I could only change one thing, what that one thing would be. Find a new host. But also, and like this has been an issue for a while. Like, I'm not saying get rid of the themes, but like give the pros a little bit more control or like even have more open themes. Like Grease Night is a very narrow theme. Most of the themes this season were very narrow. Like Halloween Night is kind of open for interpretation and has been. And like this year we got more inventive things on Halloween Night, but like I understand the pros don't usually get to pick the routines. I don't know if they ever got to pick the music since the beginning of the show. But when they have to tie into a certain theme, their creativity is stifled. And I would love to see because like even if this is how creative Daniela and Jenna have been with some really restrictive themes, I would love to see season 31 with like a more open take. Do I think it's going to happen? Probably not.
All right. Well, I just have one kind of big question to ask before we kind of wrap this up, and that's no chance for Big Brother?
I don't think so.
What if someone like big names are there? Someone like that you
I would have to see about that. I heard they might get Clay Aiken, but I don't think he would even pull me in.
Who would pull you in? Like, are there any names that would kind of?
I don't know.
Is there anyone you would want to see? Grace doesn't even watch Big Brother.
I don't. I don't know.
All right. Well,
but hey, American Idol starts in the winter. The American Song Contest is in February. We've got some good stuff happening.
Yeah.
Big Brother's also in February, so that's going to be like a crazy time if we try to do all that.
Yeah. So I guess here's where we're gonna kind of be for the next couple of weeks / months with Reality Hour.
The Olsen twins.
Both of them or just one?
I'm thinking if they were on Dancing with the Stars, what if they brought Max back and paired them with Max and Val?
Oh God.
Well, they're brothers.
Well, anyway, for the podcast, we will be back probably for an end of year wrap up as we usually do.
Mm-hmm.
And after that, we'll probably be like waiting until American Idol, honestly. That's kind of what I think will happen. Maybe we'll do something in the middle. But yeah, in the meantime, Grace, congratulations.
February 13th, apparently.
Yeah. Congrats, Grace.
Thank
I don't know how you do it.
If any of you have a team name for Idol with a 4 in it, let me know. I already have some ideas, but we'll get there.
Team Forever.
I was thinking of that or for the win, but I've got a couple of months.
We've been doing this podcast for so many years. I think I've only won twice. No, 3 times.
I was gonna say I'm undefeated.
I won with Maddie, Lane, and that girl from the X Factor.
Oh, Megan.
Yeah.
Who won with Dalton? Was that you or Eric?
Oh, I won with Dalton. I'm sorry. 4 times.
So Eric's won what, twice if we count AGT?
Eric picked
He had
Shin
just
Lim.
Sam, and then Shin Lim was his golden buzzer. So that's 2, right?
Yeah.
This is my 3rd win, Moises. I had last season with Caitlin, Idol with Chase, and then this season with Iman.
Oh, man. Well, Grace, I just want to say it was a pleasure talking about Dancing with the Stars this year.
Thank you.
Always fun. I enjoy your banter and the snark a little bit. But in all seriousness, it was fun getting to chat with you. And if you watched us this entire season, for watching along with us, chatting with us, you make it even more fun. Like there's the show and there's also like the sub show, like the stuff that goes on outside. And on behalf of the podcast, we appreciate our viewers who have kind of watched us. And I appreciate getting to talk to you, Grace.
Yes, you too.
And I guess that's it. Unless there's anything else you want to talk about.
See you February 13th.
Well, on that note, I can say I'm Adam Samuel. You can find me on Twitter at Adam Soapbox. And tomorrow you will also find me in a corner huddled with a copy of Bare Bones by Bobby Bones. And maybe later in the week watching a certain Disney movie. Where can we find you, Grace?
Reality2_Grace on Twitter. And enjoying my victory. And yes, happy holidays.
Yes, happy holidays. How was your Thanksgiving? Do you enjoy?
It was good. I was just me and my parents, but that's usually how it is.
All right. Well, I always feel like the weekend of Thanksgiving is always just leftover weekend. You know what I mean? Always. Sandwiches, anything, everything, because, But, yeah, I guess we'll be back. We'll see you. It's going to be December next week.
Mm-hmm.
Give it a couple of weeks, and we'll get to talk to Eric. We haven't talked with Eric since August.
Well, he trolls us, but yeah.
He trolls us every now and then, but like an official Eric appearance. But yeah, we'll do American Idol. I don't think I'm going to be doing AGT this year, like at all.
We already decided we're not doing it.
Yeah, we need a new show. We can do Big Brother in the summer.
Well, the American Song Contest is only a few days, if it's anything like Eurovision. Right, that's in February too.
Until then, guys, like I said, enjoy the weekend and stay safe. And any final words, Grace?
All I do is win.
And on that note, have a good weekend, guys. Bye.
Bye.